Welcome to another episode of It's a Long Road, the Rambo series podcast. I am your host, Ryan. With me today, of course, is Dom, my brother. How you doing?
What's happening, Ryan? I'm good. Living the dream. How you doing?
Doing well. I appreciate you coming in on short notice.
Absolutely.
As people know, I'm out here in the Middle East. I'm in a Middle Eastern country.
Ryan's on the moon right now. You might as well be on the moon.
Yeah, the internet's crappy, but we seem to be surviving. The internet is crappy, but yeah, it's good to be here. We have some updates though, Dom. We legit have some updates. So
I'm excited.
At the time of this recording, we have to, just so you people know, this podcast is on two different feeds. There's a standalone feed for the podcast called It's a Long Road, the Rambo series podcast. That is also a part of the Last of the Action Heroes podcast network. So it's one of the shows. That's right. So it's a part of that network. So I don't know which feed people listen to it on. So I've given a couple of updates regarding the whole Rocky Day fiasco.
Right.
But the last Rambo podcast episode was just talking about, we left it hanging regarding the draw and what have you.
Right.
So I'm going to, go ahead, please.
Good. No, I was going to say, so in a nutshell, we think that there was foul play with the contestants being picked.
Right. There was.
The winners being picked.
Okay, so I'll make this kind of quick because some people listen to the Rocky podcast or they've already heard my emergency broadcast update. So long story short, I do have a friend on the inside. I do have a friend who is close to Sly. Like, this individual was legitimately there at the Rocky Day next to Sly. He's been a guest on my show before a few times. He's been a guest on, I don't want to give away too much, but he's
just keep giving all different like a riddle almost until somebody figures out who it is.
It's not like it's a big secret. Like, it's not that he needs to remain anonymous, so to speak. He didn't tell me anything. Like, he didn't break anyone's trust or anything. But here's the thing. So this is very important for our show in particular. So he updated me regarding the Rocky Day, but he also gave me some updates regarding Frank.
Oh, Frank updates.
Yeah.
Direct Frank updates.
Yes, for real. And this will be very telling or very interesting for the people that listen to our podcast, especially for our Frank episode parts of the podcast. There isn't one today other than the update regarding my friend. But let's start with the Rocky stuff first. So this is what he had to say, Dom. Regarding the Sly Stallone shop, that shack of a shop.
Yes.
On the bottom of
the trailer.
Just so you know, it is leased for 3 years.
Oh, wow. That honestly surprises me that it's even that long. When you said 1 year, I was like, that makes sense. And then you said 3 years. That's a lot. That's a significant amount of time. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. So it's leased there for 3. Sly, of course, and Agent Nick from the owner of the Sly Stallone shop, they wanted a brick and mortar store.
Okay. Makes sense.
The Philadelphia Art Museum said no go. But they did allow for the Sly Stallone shop to be there in the state that it is. So they do recognize it's not ideal and it's not visually appealing. So when we called it out on our last show, so it's a true story, but it's there for 3 years. Okay. Now regarding the draw, according to my source, he said there was 85 people who had their picture with Sly.
Wow.
Okay. Now, of the 85 people, he approximates, and I think he might be going a little high. No offense to this guy, because he might be listening. He said there was about 10 people that were legit winners.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
now
messed up.
But, okay, now there's more information. Now, again, you can take this for what it's worth, and you can say he's just apologizing for Nick, and he's apologizing for the Sly Stallone shop, or for Sly, but I believe him, okay? I believe him. I have no reason to doubt him. He's probably the closest person that I have on speed dial that's friends with Sly. Like, he's like they're friends. Okay. So he said there was about 10 winners. He said of the 85 people, Nick only had control over like 20 of the winners.
Really?
I keep almost saying this guy's name, so I got to be careful. Agent X, I'll call him. I got to give this guy a name.
Agent Smith.
Agent Smith. There you go. Agent Smith told me that the reason why I knew some of the winners, so I'll say one of the winners. I don't mind saying this. "Quote unquote," one of the winners, or one of the people that got their picture with Sly, was the host of the Round 14 podcast. His name is Tony, and the Round 14 podcast is actually part of the Last of the Action Heroes podcast network. Okay. So I was really happy for Tony, but he was one of the winners, but he didn't win.
He didn't.
This individual was so Tony. He actually paid for the Sly experience in California.
Okay.
And when he went to that, he actually paid for the meet and greet for Sly, but I don't forget what happened, but Sly got pulled away early, and everyone,
I think I remember hearing something about this. There was that big event, and he didn't really fulfill his thing.
That's right. There was a bit of a kerfuffle or something happened where Sly didn't meet everyone that paid for the meet and greet. Okay. Tony was one of those people, and Tony's a sweetheart of a guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Agent Smith knows Tony. And now Agent Smith also knew of other people that missed out on this opportunity. So to this guy's credit, he said to Nick, these people missed Sly. They paid for Sly. I'm bringing them as my guests. Yeah.
Okay.
So these guys did enter the contest, but they didn't win via the contest. They won because Agent Smith said, hey, you guys are coming.
Right. Okay.
Now, you want to hear something interesting? I don't think Agent Smith, because I haven't revealed who it is. It could be anybody. Mm-hmm. And people could think I'm just lying. At the end of the day, this could all be hearsay. People think I'm just making up.
It could be me. I could be doing a dual identity. I could be the guy that was there.
I should have recorded the phone call and changed his modulated his voice.
So Sly got the phone and I took a picture with him.
I honestly didn't think of it till after.
It's going to sound like the bad guy from Cobra.
Because I think Agent Smith would have let me do that. Anyways, because he's a pretty cool cat about that. Because he said that I should say this. I won't say this. I'll say this. He did say that had I not been where I am in the Middle East right now on deployment, he was going to take me.
Wow, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome.
And he swears, I believe it. I don't think he's blowing smoke up my ass because he has no reason to. I'm a nobody. He goes to me, Ryan, you got to stop saying you're the Rocky Five of podcasts.
I love Rocky Five, Ryan. I'll bring that up every time somebody brings up Rocky Five.
I love Rocky Five as well. So anyways, that was really sweet of him to say. Now, whether or not, I don't think he's lying to me. It's one of those things where it's too good to be true. Because actually, I'm close now. I'm only a 6-hour drive away from Philly, where I'm currently posted in Canada. So I can drive down in 6 hours.
Not far at all, yeah.
No, I can leave at 6 a.m, be there by noon.
Unrelated, I remember a few years ago, Stallone was supposed to be at a convention somewhere. And I was like getting ready to get tickets, and I was going to go with my brother and my father. And then like last minute, he canceled his appearance. It was unfortunate. I think it might have been somewhere in Philadelphia, honestly. It was like a Comic-Con cheap knockoff, but that was the closest I ever came.
Yeah, Agent Smith said he would take me, and he swears he's going to make it happen. That's what his
make it happen. Listen, maybe Frank will be there too.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I would almost be at this point.
You come face to face with the enemy.
I might be more excited. We're to get to Frank. There's Frank stuff coming up. There's some big reveals about Frank. Okay,
I've seen your podcast, Ryan.
No, unfortunately, that's not one of them. I didn't ask Agent Smith if that's the case. I almost didn't want to know. Okay. Anyway, so regarding that was a nice little thing to hear, but whether or not it ever happens, I don't know. Okay. So regarding the store, the draw. So sorry. Then of the other like 75 people or whatever, 65 people, Agent Nick had no control of it. That was the city of Philadelphia and the Philadelphia Art Museum saying, you want to hold this event on our steps? They strong-armed and says, you're going to.
Oh, wow. That makes sense, though.
So of course it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So the art museum and the city of Philadelphia, so first responders, like the mayor or friends of the family and their families, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was beyond his control. It was like, basically it was like Nick was saying to the art museum, hey, we want to put our shop here. We want to Sly come do this thing. And the Philadelphia Art Museum and the city of Philadelphia was like, hey, that's cool. Right. What do we get out of it? And they
it's funny because basically it might have been that the whole creation of that contest might have been based on that. Like almost like a Willy Wonka's golden ticket kind of scenario. Like
for sure. So that gives a little bit of context. And I know this isn't going to satisfy the people that are angry about the contest, but I think we should I would say lay off Nick. That's not what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't go after him, but I think we should have a little bit of sympathy for the situation that he was in. So they had very little control. So they did have winners, whether it was 1 or 10. That's what I'll say. Between 1 and 10 winners, even if it's just one, somebody won.
Right.
The rest of it was beyond Nick's control. Where,
Right.
yeah. And apparently Sly was exhausted by the 75-80. Agent Smith was saying he was just so tired. Yeah, with the pictures. Yeah, because he's older. That's very kind. He's 77 years old. Like, I know but he's still 77.
Yeah, and he's not somebody who does that all the time either.
No.
Those big like events with photos. So he's not. I feel like he's not accustomed to doing that for 12 hours or whatever it was, 5 hours.
Of course. Now, what else? That is it regarding, I think, the contest day. Oh, he also said that Agent Nick doesn't use social media, that it's somebody else that runs those accounts.
Oh, really?
Nick himself is not a social media guy. He has somebody so the contest announcements and all of that stuff. That's why it was a little bit discombobulated, because there's more than one person running the account. Yeah. Okay. So interesting insight. Doesn't mean we can't make fun of the shop like we did, but
it's still a trailer. It's still a rusty trailer.
Right. Okay. Now, Agent Smith is good friends with Frank Stallone.
Jesus.
And I was like, so really, yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about? Do you actually know who I'm talking about?
I don't know, actually.
Okay. I'm going to send you a private message just so you know.
Okay. Now you're gonna accidentally.
Yeah, I know. It's in the private message chat. So if you look to the right of your chat, you'll see a private.
That's who I figured it was.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was putting two and two together. Okay,
all right. Say no more. Okay, he sent me a message. He goes, "Hey Ryan, can we talk?" And I'm like, and I actually wrote back, "As long as you don't get mad at me," because he was listening to our last episode with Frank Stallone in the uniform episode. So he sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, I'm halfway through your episode 9 of Rambo 5, and I want to talk." And I'm like, I'm not even joking. I was because I like the guy and I'm nervous. And he's I almost stated his stature. He's somebody I wouldn't want to mess with. Okay. Anyway, so I said, sure, as long as you don't get mad. He goes, oh no. So we had a great conversation. This is what he said about Frank. You ready?
Oh God, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for this.
No, and I feel, and not to say that we're not going to make fun of Frank anymore, but there's some context. Apparently, Frank is in bad health. I should say bad health. That's not that I shouldn't say. I got to be careful here. Not bad health. Frank did reveal. Remember when so this is all public. So I'm not saying this. Remember when he did the post that he was at that hospital?
Yes,
and we were making fun that it might have been for his hair transplant.
Yes.
So all I can tell you, it wasn't for his hair transplant. It was for a medical issue. That's why he was there. That's what it's for. It was a heart. Remember, especially.
Yes.
So
we looked it up right at that time. Was it the Mayo Clinic or
the Mayo Clinic? That's right.
Yes.
So we're not breaking any trust with the phone call conversation I had because that was public on Frank's Instagram. So he didn't say why he was there, but if you look up what the clinic specializes in, it specializes in hearts. Okay. So the slurred speech that we heard was because of his medical condition. I know. So now we can't make fun of the slurred.
The somber tone.
I know. This is the worst Frank episode ever.
Because changes the whole Frank intro and stuff.
No, we're not changing it. So this is a mini Frank episode because it's a mini update on his condition.
In memoriam, if you will.
So this just in, Frank is dead. So Frank Stallone is dead. Frank isn't a spring chicken, obviously. He's 74 years old or whatever he is, 73, 74. So he's no spring chicken. Okay. So his health is an issue. Apparently, now this I will say, the Agent Smith said that the uniform. He is filming a film right now. It's called Veterans Day. This is not a joke. Okay. I know we should have looked this up. So he was in costume. He was literally because we said this. Is he dressing up? He is.
Okay. He was in our defense. He didn't give any.
No, but that's Frank. That's his craziness. Right. He's trolling us on purpose. So to his credit, he's trolling the people. And he got us. You could argue he got us. We fell for it. We thought he was nuts in the loony bin. So Agent Smith assured us, he said, no, he's actually on set. And this kind of proves that Agent Smith knows what he's talking about because I looked it up. Like, yes, indeed, he is on set.
Okay.
He's on set right now filming a movie called Veterans Day. This is what it's about. And okay, Dom. So let me just say to people, do not unsubscribe from the Rambo podcast. You have got to keep it on your feet because we're going to end this movie soon. Like probably 3 more episodes. Max.
First question though: is this a starring role?
We're getting
the main?
There.
Okay,
we're getting there. Okay, so I can't stress enough: do not unsubscribe from the Rambo podcast because we'll be doing stuff in the future, either Rambo oriented, like the cartoon, or who knows. But definitely, there will be more Frank coverage on this. Okay. The movie's called Veterans Day. So what we saw on his Instagram, he was wearing the costume for the movie. The movie's about a group of retired Vietnam vets who turn the border upside down, taking down drug cartels and their connection to a terrorist cell.
Oh boy.
This action-packed story is about a group of well-trained senior citizens who frustrate U.S. law enforcement while taking down the bad guys on both sides of the border.
So this is like a lesser version of the Expendables. This is like the Frank's version of the Expendables.
Yeah, this is more like the Dependables. So Frank has third billing on the cast.
Any other info on the cast?
They're nobody.
Nobody?
Frank's the biggest name.
Okay. Frank's the biggest name and he's third billing. Wow.
Yeah, he's third billing and he's the biggest name. That I can recognize. Now people might recognize these guys' names and be like, oh, so this movie we are doing on our channel.
100%.
It's been written and directed by an actor named Dave Elspach. He's an actor, writer, producer. He's 83 years old.
Wow.
So he's the writer, director of this movie. I can't wait to watch.
What's the over-under that the poster for this movie is going to have just Stallone at the top without the first name?
They've got it. Oh, I should show you. They do have a poster of this thing. Oh my gosh. Let me show you this. You've got to see this here.
So strange.
Sure. It is so weird. I don't know if this is a real. This looks horrible. But here's the poster. Look at that poster.
That looks like they make that on paint. Who made that? What did I make that when I was in junior high?
So it shows like a really bad map of the Mexican-California border there. It says Veterans Day, freedom lives. And then the tagline is, "We got your sixth."
Oh God,
that can't be a real movie poster. This is going to be a dog show. I cannot wait. You know how badly I will pay whatever it is to get a copy of this film. We are going to.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, that's the guy, Daniel Roebuck. He's in a bunch of.
You know that name?
Yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. He's he's a character actor. I can still see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was. Okay.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
All right. He was in the U.S. Marshals and The Fugitive, Final Destination.
He played Jay Leno in an HBO movie about the late night war.
Oh, that's right. You're right. He had the Jay Leno makeup on. Yes. I remember that. There he is there. That's right. There it is here. Right here. That is awesome. Okay. So there you go, guys. We're going to be watching that. All right. Okay. So then that was it. So regarding Frank.
That was some pretty meaty Frank news, though.
Yeah, it's pretty. This, like I said, Agent Smith he's Frank. Oh, he also said that Frank. And I said, "What's Frank like in real life?" He goes, "He's everything you think he is." Regarding, he's Frank Sloan. He has no filter, but he's a sweetheart of a guy. And I'm like, you know what? I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. Like,
Frank's harmless.
He is harmless. I don't think he's a. And I told, I almost said his name again. I got to end this segment because I want to say his name. I told him, I said, we take the mick out of Frank pretty hard, but we do out of love. And I said, we would love to be like, we actually like Frank. We wouldn't do this segment if we actually did like him.
Yeah.
We actually like Frank. But he's a character. And he goes, he's a character. Anyways, there you go. That's our segment for Frank Stallone. We don't have any emails. I did want to say though, remember when I mentioned that email regarding that lady who said, "Oh, Jana Rose," who goes, "Hi Ryan, I'm a huge fan of your podcast." Oh,
and she had the friend.
She had that producer guy or the director of AFI. She looks young, but I don't know if the picture's real. It looks fake. It's weird. I don't think it's because they responded, and I said, "Hey, Jan, I sincerely appreciate your kind words. We are indeed interested in engaging in a conversation with George." So they wrote back, "Hi, Ryan. Great to hear your interest. It just sounds too AI." She goes, "To arrange George's interview, could you please share your scheduling link?" What? This will help us coordinate the best time for both parties. I didn't respond. Get out of here with your scheduling link.
What do you think this is? People want to be on this podcast. People want to be.
Go away. I'm ghosting the creator of AFI. Get out of here. I don't think she watches the show. I remember I asked you, I was like, did she really watch our show? Because she goes, I'm a huge fan. So it's a plug and play. Like it did say hi. It did say hi, Ryan. So here, okay, you know what? I'm going to challenge. Okay, let me retract a little bit. Jana, if that really is your name.
Whatever your name is. Rocket Balboa, whatever your name is.
If she likes our show, then she knows that we're just taking the mick out of her. We're having a little bit of fun, so she shouldn't be offended. But you have to understand her skepticism. So I don't think you listen to our show. Yeah. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Jana.
Frank Stallone segment.
Yeah. What do you like best about the Frank Stallone segments? Because remember when she goes, because she wrote here her opening line, "I'm a huge fan of your podcast. It's a long road, the Rambo series podcast." I think they cut and paste this.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she goes, "As someone who loves film, history, and the arts, I find your show incredibly insightful." There is not one listener on our podcast who finds our show insightful.
They're just listening to see how many times I can slip in. Fucking cut a fucking head off. That's nothing.
Yeah, Jana, how many times does the Burmese army rape people? That's her question to you.
That's a question. Yeah, if you could answer that question.
Yeah, it's not often that I ghost people, but I'm like, okay, you're just cut and pasting. I don't know why.
There's something fishy about that, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. We're only 24 minutes into the boy. We're gonna knock out some film today. Today won't be a long episode, maybe just about an hour anyways. But we also want to say we're nearing Christmas time. Of course, Dom's very busy on the holidays. He actually is with family and friends. I'm with nobody. I'm just literally alone.
You're just gonna sit there just like that waiting.
Dude, I'm working 12 hours on Christmas Day. Like I literally have a 12-hour shift on Christmas Day. But I have nothing here. I got nobody. Right. I'm literally Rambo right now, man. I have no family, no friends. It's a little depressing.
You're a man without a home right now.
Dude, put it this way. Rocky and Rocky 4 had more of a holiday than at Christmas than I had. At least you had Paulie and Adrian.
You got to put on the chipmunks and play chess with somebody.
Yeah, anyways, I say all this, so we're going to probably take a week or two off so Dom can spend time with his loved ones while I...
You'll be in my thoughts, right?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go with the film. If you remember where we last left off, the reporter gave Rambo where the skinny guy is, remember?
Yeah.
Where's the skinny guy?
They got really close to each other. Very close.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked very close. So isn't he at the same location he was at before?
Same exact thing.
It's the same building.
His game plan is basically the same too as when he was trying to rescue the girl. He's just standing there out in the open. Like, why isn't anybody surrounding the house?
We have gone full circle here. He's at the same place he was. But now, granted, it was that guy in the truck. Remember the guy that he broke the collarbone?
Oh my God. He ripped his collarbone out. Ugh.
So that guy gave Rambo the directions to this place, but I guess he just forgot because he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember how to get back.
Just cut the whole movie right in half, do that scene, and then just pick it up right here, and don't fill in anything.
That would have been hilarious if he gone to the reporter lady. It breaks her collarbone. The only way that you're going to show me is if he breaks her collarbone, stabs her in the leg with a knife. Oh, that would be amazing. So there's guards, of course, everywhere. And yeah. Oh, we see a scene with Maria here.
I didn't even remember this. Yeah.
No.
Maybe this was probably
this must be the extended cut. Mm-hmm. So she's counting, was that rose beads or whatever for praying to the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary, she's not busted, is she?
She's still a virgin. She's forever virgin.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Listen to this. At this time of Christmas, Polly in the nativity scene.
You're not a virgin anymore. How are you pregnant? With like a big beard or something like that.
He's talking to the Virgin Mary. And she's like, I can't believe that. Pull down your pants.
You're busted and you're pregnant. On my eyes, I never stole a dime.
He said, that's Polly speaking to the tax collectors, that all the world went to be taxed. Remember that scene in the Bible? So that's Polly at the tax collector, but I still figured that.
I still steal a dime. It cooks.
and then Polly's at the crucifixion, and he's talking to the Mary Magdalene, and it's like, you
I had the bad times. I don't want to remember. I can't do this anymore, Rocco.
Polly the Bible. That's the best. Oh, I can't take this.
He's one of the three wise men.
No, Polly would be Judas. He was the one that would have betrayed Jesus. I can't do this falling around with Jesus no more.
I don't like these people. Oh God!
Oh, Polly in the Bible. Oh. All right, back to Rambo. I can't. Okay.
How do we? It's amazing how we went down that rabbit hole just based on this one scene.
We went down this rabbit hole because she's counting beads. Oh my gosh. So she's praying to some skeleton angel or something? Is that what that is?
Something. Her face is in there, blending. Are we gonna get a fade to Rambo now? Are we gonna get a fade from that skeleton to Rambo?
This was not in the original cut, I don't think.
Definitely not. I don't remember that skeleton.
So she's at some sort of church area. So that's probably the last scene of Maria. Oh, sorry. Okay. So she's
it just happened so quick.
Yeah, so Rambo's now stabby. So he's in stabby mode to the guards now.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? Oh,
is he ripping out his throat? He's aggressively stabbing him. He's prison shanking him.
Stabbing and breaking necks. So Rambo's in full on murder mode. Those stab kills, that's Jason Voorhees killing.
Yo, you could re-edit this whole movie. Like, I'm gonna just spend time just re-editing this into a horror movie, like from the villain's perspective. Like,
I know, just change the music and CGI Michael Myers mask on Rambo's face.
100% a horror movie in here. It's even the collarbone thing, ripping out the guy's collarbone.
Yes. So Rambo's doing the silent kills now. He's taking out guys with knives and ripping out their throats. There's a...
This is a Halloween movie.
Everyone's being knifed to death. He's in full-on knife mode. He's taking out 3 guys, knife kills. And what's funny is I've seen a lot of like knife stabbings on Twitter. I don't know why. My algorithm on Twitter is just full of death. I think I watched one video about somebody getting shot or stabbed, and now my Twitter feed is like constant people being murdered and dead. I've seen more dead bodies on Twitter. I know I can't break the algorithm. I
gotta look at puppies or something for the next 5 days, Ryan.
What kind of puppies are we talking about? Is that what Jerry Law?
Either one will work.
I know, it's so depressing. Like I saw a video today. I can't handle these ones. I knew I shouldn't have watched it. I shouldn't have watched it. Remember I told you about those exercise ones where people get munched up or something, like on the exercise machines, and their legs will break in half.
God,
leg
no.
So this guy was doing like a overhead barbell like over his head. You want to hear what? Okay. He basically fell the bar on the back of his neck and bent himself in half like a pretzel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's like a paraplegic apparently.
It's the Rocky IV training montage from hell.
That's why you have to have spotters, man. You have to have spotters.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I don't go to the gym, Frank. I don't want to turn into these guys.
You don't want to turn into a pretzel.
Oh man, it was just like, don't watch it, Ryan. Don't watch it, but you can't.
Yeah, I try to skip right over stuff because then it just doesn't.
I know. It's too late. It's too late for I gotta delete my account and build a new one. See, look, even Rambo's opening the door with the knife. Like, that's like total killer
I'm not
mode.
gonna leave my fingerprints on the door.
I don't want them to see who did all these stabbings. He's in the room. Oh, skinny guy's in the shower. Is that what we're led to believe, or is it a girl?
I believe it's that guy. But even the killing in the shower, this is Psycho right now. He's about to kill this guy in the shower.
I actually forget how he dies.
If I remember correctly, I think they just show his head or something like that.
We just see the aftermath. Okay. All the cops are here. Reporters are here. I love how there's like armed mercenaries around this base with the cops. Like there's like this weird. Oh, remember the cops go to the whorehouse? I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, they're in on it.
So Buddy's pulling up here. There's his brother up at this place. He's heard the news that there's been infiltration to the home and base. Oh, there you go.
Could you imagine like this just like playing out, like him doing this? He's probably like whistling and shit while he did it.
Okay, so what do you notice about this?
Let me see.
Think for a second. So let our listeners know what we see here, Dom.
Okay, we see what can only be described as a headless body sitting on the bed. And what is it tied? My feed's a little blurry. Is it tied to the headboard? Propped up?
Here. Yeah, okay. So there is rope underneath the armpits to keep the body propped up straight. The body is headless. The feet are also tied together at the bottom there. There is a note stabbed into the guy's heart, and yeah, the head has been chopped off. But what else do you notice? He was in the shower. Why is he clothed?
He should. I was just thinking that. So are we to believe that Rambo dressed him? Or
Yeah, I guess you could argue maybe he just turned on the shower to get
maybe
it
he
ready.
was getting in. They probably should have showed him walking in the bathroom, turning on the water.
No, but I think we're led to believe he was in the shower, which is odd. It should have been a naked body, honestly, which would have been more brutal.
Just a naked. Maybe at one point it was in the script, and they were like, it's a little bit gross.
Rambo could have said, I'm gonna chop your head off and like, put up your clothes.
And I'm going to do the other thing 50 times. Do you feel a little bit gypped that we don't see this guy get killed?
I think so, but I think what we're seeing the brother's reaction to it. So we're living vicariously through the brother.
Yeah.
I know. I do too, because that guy was such a dick.
He was such a dick, yeah, and you kind of just see the aftermath.
Imagine if we actually watched the scene of him chopping off the head, like Russian soldiers.
That's what I mean, like whistling, just all calm. So it's so hard to cut through the bone.
Has Rambo ever chopped off a head? I guess he did. He chopped off the head in Rambo 4 in the Jeep. Didn't he chop off that guy's head?
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, you're right. I guess he has chopped heads.
He didn't chop off any heads in the first 3 films, did he?
I don't remember.
What's with Sly the head chopping?
I don't think he did. I don't think he graduated to the 4th one when it was just chaos.
Oh, wait, there's the head. Oh,
that's right. Okay, I forgot about this scene.
Okay, I gotta pause it quicker. So Rambo's driving the truck. Why did he drop it in the middle of the road here? There it is. There it is. Look at that head.
It's so funny because really, I like this part now that it's coming back to me. But like, why does he drop it there?
It's in the middle of the street, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
right there. Yeah,
significance. Yeah, that's serial killer shit. That's Michael Myers. That's Jason right there too. That behavior.
This is what Dom's referring to again for our audio listeners, which is the majority of our audience. Gabby's picture was stabbed through this guy's heart, and that's what the brother grabbed. I think that's. I guess that is to indicate that it's Gabby's uncle or whatever coming to do this damage. Like he's come back, but that's his calling card. He wants them to come to the house now.
Right.
But what's funny is Rambo didn't have to, like, he's killed one of the brothers. Like, that's pretty good damage. And he's killed a lot of the guards. In theory, he could have just gone to California. He could have gone to, they would never have found him. Like, if Rambo wanted to go in hiding, they would never, he could have gone in the wilderness and lived in the wilderness forever.
He did like a nice amount of damage.
Yeah. Why did he have to, like, if you think about it, like, killing them in this property, I know it's the big finale, but honestly, he didn't have to. It didn't matter. The property could have been there for Maria still, or whatever.
Right.
So now they're gearing up. The boys were gearing up.
And he's playing with the horses.
So Rambo, being the humanitarian and veterinarian that he is, he's getting the horses out of the danger. He doesn't want the horses to get shot or killed. Even though he ends up riding away on a horse at the end of the film.
Yeah.
I guess they come back. So yeah, he's getting the horses out of the barn. Go on, hiya! So it's a bit of a montage as the Mexican army gets ready.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Magnesium shards. All right. He's putting those in what?
This is some
arrowhead. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just more montage of getting
it's like the second half.
This is ridiculous. So Rambo's testing the tension of his bow and arrow, like he's pulling it back and forth. Like it just seems odd that he got there as fast as he did, and they took their time to get ready, and Rambo's doing his last minute prep work to. You would think he would have done all this before he went down to Mexico. So that way he could just get back there ASAP and just wait.
He seemed like he was doing it in the last montage. He was testing all that stuff. So why is he doing it again? You get a couple more pulls of this thing.
So here's the Mexican cartel and a train of vehicles. At that point, sharpen the knife. What difference does it make at this point?
At that point, really?
Is that the heart stopper? Is that knife?
Yeah,
the knife? The heart
I think
stopper?
So.
The question here from Donald in our chat. So thanks, Donald, for joining us live, and some others have come and gone. But he goes, Ryan, which version has Rambo riding off on the horse at the end? I've always heard that was a post-credit scene, but never saw it. It's on this version. I've double-checked the version, and I'm 90% sure it was in the theater. I saw him riding off on the horse in the theater because I talked about it with my friend after I left the theater.
I can't remember my theater.
And I think, honestly, Donald, I think there's 2 or 3 different versions of this film I heard. I didn't see the extended version in the theater, but the version I saw had him riding off on the horse at the end. There's a montage of scenes of the Rambo films, and then it cuts to this horse. Now, they're riding at night, but I think they fight during the daytime, don't they?
I think so.
The sun's rising. Here we go. So he's visiting the grave again, Gabby's grave. Why? Why are we back here?
For the 10th time. Yeah, this is a little redundant. It feels like this was all done already.
So you remember that time that you died?
I took the guy's head.
Yeah, you remember that guy that raped you 50 times? Well, I chopped his... All right, here they come. You hear that old school Rambo?
Yeah,
trumpet?
I got the old school.
Yeah. See, if he had the 50 cal right now, he could take out so many. That's it.
Yeah. Game over.
There's less people in these vehicles than there were in the Burma army that he took out, right?
It's true. Burma.
But look how he sees them coming. He's all calm. They're arriving, folks. They're arriving. The battle's about to begin. He's just see. Look at his position. Look at this position. He's in the top of the barn, looking out the door. Put a 50 cal
right there.
Right there. How close are these guys going to get? He starts taking out the vehicles. Do you think anyone the right of mind is getting out of their car, getting any closer?
Yeah, I think he gets the joy out of hunting and killing them. That's what I think the thing is with Rambo.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look at me trying to break down this film. Rambo's ready to do some damage. We'll watch a little bit of the damage, folks, but how much film is left?
It's got to be like, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? I don't think there's much.
We'll watch a little bit here. So there we go. First explosion of a car.
Yes.
There you go. One car gone. That's a good explosion, though. Look at this. There you go. Look at that explosion, folks. Look at that.
Could you imagine you're in this group of guys and this explosion happens? I'm turning around and I'm getting out of there. I'm not going to this house.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Can I go back to raping?
Yeah, I just want to go back to the whorehouse.
So the leader of Mexico says, "Be alert, 5 to the barn, the rest with me." He must have some sort of military experience or something. So he only took out one vehicle. I guess what he did there with that fire explosion, I guess it funnels them instead of making them spread out. But that was it. That whole thing of him digging that trench. It's a fun explosion to watch, but all it did was take out one vehicle. Again, if he had a 50
kind of a waste.
He could have taken out many vehicles.
Right.
But anyways, but it looked cool.
It did look cool.
It looked cool. Now they're all funneling through the fire. Well, that's all it did. Now they're all through.
This old gringo is nothing!
He yells out, "The old gringo is nothing." Okay, watch out. Some more traps here. So, Buddy opens the front door, gets a bow and arrow through the chest. There's
through
that
the chest, just like that. Home Alone, the R-rated version.
So Rambo's not even in the house. That's the secret. He's coming out through the tunnels. They don't
know about his tunnels.
Here's the famous scene here of him holding a rifle. This picture was taken so many different movie shots. So he shoots a rifle at the one guy on the stairs going to the house, takes him out. The rest of the Mexican cartel do their focus on Rambo, but he ducks back into the tunnels. Okay. All right. So half the group are going back to the tunnels because that's where Rambo is. But why are these other people going towards the house if there's just one person here? Why are these guys going towards the house? Or the barn when they know
I don't know if they
tunnel?
think that maybe he's got people helping him.
Maybe that's possible. Right. Yeah. Fair enough. So these guys are going towards the barn. And the sprinkler is sprinkling gasoline out like a sprinkler system. And so these guys get doused in gasoline, and Rambo comes through another hole in the ground.
He's a whack-a-mole. He just keeps popping up at holes.
He took the words right out of my mouth. Want to play a game?
I'm over here.
All right,
now.
so he comes.
Surprise!
I'm over here. Surprise. I'm over here. I'm over here. So he shoots the explosive fuel, which just sprays this fuel everywhere on these guys. Shotguns people who are on fire, and he pops back down on the ground again. So they don't know where to find this guy. They're like, what hole do we choose? Donald's absolutely right. Yeah, we've mentioned this. This is Home Stallone.
Definitely
what it is.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
So they don't know where to go, what hole to go in. So this guy's pointed the gun down this hole that he just came out of. Now Rambo's running through the tunnels, and he knows the tunnels like nobody else. They're going to go into his territory. So they're all in the tunnels now. This is his bread and butter. This place is trapped to the teeth, man. I love those classic scenes. Like he whisks by an old part of the camera there. You see the Rambo go.
All right. It's like a gust of wind.
Yeah. Again, this is a horror movie. These are the bad guys. If you just reverse, let's just pretend they're good cops and he's a killer. That's what you just reverse the roles in your mind. Like
he's trapping him in his own private hell.
Yeah. We'll just see a couple more kills and then we'll save it for the series finale. I can't believe our next episode might be the last episode.
Crazy.
So they're quietly walking through the tunnels. I just love how vast this network is.
Yeah, they seem like very militant with that, like with their behavior.
Yeah. Rambo grabs a gun that was hiding in a crevice for whatever reason. So that guy got the old pitchfork. Was that the pitchfork?
I like the sound just right before, like once he fucks up and he knows he crossed the wire. Oh God!
So he gets a pitchfork through his chest, and then Rambo takes a shotgun and blows his head off behind.
If that wasn't bad enough, the pitchfork, he just blew his head off.
All right, we'll watch one more kill, and then we'll pause it because I think we only got about, like I said, 15 minutes left or something. So maybe we could squeeze 2 more episodes out of this.
We could try.
We'll need more Frank coverage to do.
Yeah, that's what we gotta hope. We gotta hope and pray that Frank does a lot.
Okay, let's go back to that one. I gotta go back to that one. This guy comes on the court. He literally gets his head turns into a watermelon. Watch this.
Love it.
He just canoes his head. All right.
And they went back. I think they did some practical effects in this, right? Versus Rambo 4. It's very CGI.
Actually, let's just look really quickly how much time we have left. Oops, not this one here. I'm just going to mute it. I'm just going to see. So we're at the... we still have 20 minutes. You know what? Actually,
that was...
Yeah,
that was the end montage. I was like, how did this happen? I thought you were going to play.
You know what? I think
50 times.
Put it this way: if we get a Frank episode next episode, like some actual Frank stuff, then we could probably get 2 more episodes. Like, and look, I'm doing this on purpose, guys. I want to drag this out because
we'll shoot to squeeze it to 2 episodes. We'll shoot for it.
We'll do what we can. There are some things, again, don't leave with this. Do not unsubscribe from this channel, even when we finish the Rambo coverage, because we do have Frank stuff coming. As long as Frank keeps releasing videos, we'll do some bonus episodes.
Veterans Day is coming.
We'll have to review Frank Stallone and Veterans Day. And that's perfect. It's literally a Rambo-esque type film.
Yeah.
He's a Vietnam vet. And that's amazing. That is so amazing.
I love that that's happening.
I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the greatest movie we've ever seen. And I guarantee you, it's like pro-America, pro-Republican type.
100%. There's going to be a lot of messages in there. They're going to be jamming messages down your throat.
We thought Rambo 5 did the Mexicans dirty. I guarantee you, Veterans Day, the Mexicans are going to be the most.
I'm going to guess it's going to be anti-migrant.
Oh man,
it's definitely going to be anti-immigration, anti-migrant. I'm just. I can't wait.
All right, we didn't get any new emails, folks. Send us an email if you'd like. We appreciate your comments on our YouTube channel that people have done. We do appreciate that. And thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Dom, however, this episode's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. It wasn't my podcast. You asked me to host. I didn't ask you, Ryan.